Hey man, every single day, and I mean every single day, the NBA amazes me. It's every day because yesterday we're talking about a game where, in basically what's a win or go home game, where you have the chance to tie the series 2-2. I watched Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combine for less shots than Jalen Williams took, right? We talked about that yesterday. And then today, I come out here and I see Mikal Bridges, a man that the New York Knickerbockers traded five first round picks for. Five. Kevin Durant was traded for five, I think. Rudy Gobert, who it amazes me to this day that Rudy Gobert was traded for four first round picks, but still, he is a player of a much higher caliber, at least just based on his defensive presence alone, than Mikal Bridges. So the fact that the New York Knickerbockers traded five first round picks for Mikal Bridges just for him in this basically win or go home game in the conference finals to go out here and score 17 points on 15 shots amazes me. It is beyond my comprehension as to why the New York Knicks did that, and I'm talking about to this day I don't get it. And you're looking at the stats, and you might be saying 7 of 16. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the OG. You're looking at the stats, and you're saying 17 points, 4 or 5 from 3, 6 of 15 shooting. That's not that bad. Don't you let that fake you out, because he had like 6 points until the fourth quarter, and you're looking at that. Well, that means he did all of his best scoring in the fourth quarter. That's great. No, because first of all, it was too little, too late. Second of all, the scoring he was doing in the fourth quarter it didn't matter. It didn't do anything for them. It didn't give them any momentum. And in the opportunities, I'm talking about 3 straight fadeaway middies or fadeaway threes in the corner from basically the same spot. The only, like, 2 of those shots, his foot was in front of the line. The other one, it was behind the line. That's the only difference between those shots. Those are basically 3 of the exact same shots, 3 possessions in a row, and Mikal Bridges, that is a go-to shot of his. Other than that turnaround fadeaway midi that he does from the post, that is his go-to shot, and we've seen him make it over and over again in these playoffs. I remember vividly when he did it against the Detroit Pistons in Detroit from the right corner. I remember vividly. So for him in this game to go out there and miss that shot 3 straight times, and the last one was butt naked wide open. I'm talking about the nearest guy jumped to try to close out 15 seconds too late. I don't know why the quality's all bad. Oh, it's just because the lighting. Hey, I normally would do this in better lighting, but like the dining room light hates me. Like, it turns off every 3 seconds. Anyways, so the fact that he went out there and did that is shameful. Karl Anthony Towns, you had a solid game. You dealt with foul trouble. You didn't play great. Please don't get me wrong. You didn't play $50 million per year worth, but 24 points on only 15 shots. I want you to shoot the 3 a little better, but I mean, you scored the ball well. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't out there just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? That throughout the fourth quarter of last game and then throughout this game, I thought you played well. You didn't play great. You didn't play amazing. You didn't play off the charts, but I thought you played well. Jalen Brunson, I didn't think you had a great game tonight, but you played well. When your team needed offense in that third quarter especially, you did what you do best, and you got to the line. You got your team that offense. You were just getting those points. And when the Pacers fouled the New York Knicks and they send them to the line, it makes their offense much slower, which makes their offense worse. While they are a good half-court team, they are much better in transition. When the pace is faster, that's how they want to play. So Jalen Brunson, I thought you did some good things. You didn't take over in the clutch like we've seen you do, but really in the clutch, it was pretty much out of range the entire time for like the last 3 minutes of the game. So like, there wasn't much for you to take over. OG Anunoby, 1 of 7 from 3 sucks. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely shameful, especially for the money you're making. But I'm not mad at the way you played. Now, did you get cooked by Pascal Siakam? Yes, but we'll ignore it for now, because the person I really want to shine light on is Mikal Bridges, but the real person I want to shine the light on, Tom Thibodeau, buddy. Listen, you're gone. I think you're gone. Why are the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau pretending like they are incapable of fighting through a screen? I am watching Aaron Nesmith do it. I'm watching Ben Shepherd attempt to do it. I just don't get, and you can't tell me that if Aaron Nesmith can do it, OG Anunoby can't. You can't tell me that if Aaron Nesmith can do it, a former Defensive Player of the Year runner-up who you traded 5 first-round picks for can't. You can't tell me that. You can't. It's impossible for you to convince me of that. So why are they just not fighting through screens? This was game 4. You haven't learned yet to just, hey, attempt it. Attempt it. Because Tyrese Haliburton's out here frying you. I mean, I'm talking about that boy got his dad back in the building and went out there and had a historic game. First half, he had a 29-10 damn near triple-double with 0 turnovers. That man finished the game with, I think he was the third player ever to have a 30, 12, 15 game in the playoffs. He finished this game 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds. The man did not have a turnover. He had 15 assists with 0 turnovers. He is the best passer in the NBA right now. And y'all are just giving him whatever switches they want on the defensive end. If he's not going to fry you and give you a bucket, which he proved in this game he could do, he's going to get the ball to somebody who is going to have an advantage and who is most likely going to score. So what are y'all doing? Pascal Siakam, a great game from you as well. Bro, their third best player in this game was Aaron Nesmith, and shout out to Miles Turner. You fouled out, but you had a solid game. You played okay. You played decently. The 3 blocks you got were huge. But Aaron Nesmith, dog, he was their third best player in this game. He was a plus 20 on the plus minus. He had 16 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He didn't even shoot the ball well from 3 and still played that well. He played some... The difference from when Ben Shepherd is in the game guarding Jalen Brunson to when it's Aaron Nesmith is massive. I'm talking about as soon as Aaron Nesmith checked out in the third quarter, Jalen Brunson immediately got back to scoring. After he had like a 13-point first quarter, he scored 4 points all the way up until from the beginning of the second till 5 minutes, 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And as soon as that, and you want to know when that 5 minute, 6 minute mark in the third quarter, you want to know what happened? Ben Shepherd checked in the game instead of Aaron Nesmith, because Aaron Nesmith was in a little bit of foul trouble. He just needed some rest. He was on the bench. Aaron Nesmith was their third best player tonight, and he has been their third best, and in some games their second best player this entire series. Overall, he's their third best player. He was the MVP of game 1. He's been hooping. Andrew Nembhard hasn't done a damn thing this entire series and for a majority of the playoffs, but Aaron Nesmith's been hooping. Off the bench, Benedict Mathurin had your best game of the series, and it was much needed. You have been absolutely doing nothing for like the last 2 rounds, and then you pull up tonight and you have a great game. Good job, man. Congrats. TJ McConnell, you continue to be very solid off the bench. Tony Bradley, you continue to give the Pacers very solid minutes off the bench, especially when Mitchell Robinson starts to fry and get those boards. You give the Pacers minutes that are good. Obi Toppin gave you some solid minutes tonight. Ben Shepherd probably had his worst night of the nights in the playoffs that he's gotten real minutes, and he didn't get like real minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, he got more than I thought he did. I did not think he got that many. So he probably didn't have his best night, but other than that, the Pacers played a very good game. Andrew Nembhard was really the only guy that you look at this game and you were watching the game and you're like, he either didn't do a damn thing or he was a net negative. He's the only guy on the team, and it's just like the Knicks in this game couldn't find any defense. I told y'all last game. I told y'all after game 3. I didn't think the Knicks played well. I just thought the Pacers played worse. And that's why I thought it was such a low-scoring game. That's why I thought the Knicks won the game. And I said I wasn't moved by it. And this is why. Because the Knicks defense cannot hold them. They can't do anything with them. And I just feel like when I'm trading 5 first-round picks for a guy that is a former Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, and I'm paying OG Anunoby whatever the 220 or whatever the contract was that he got, whatever like the 4-year, $220 million contract or whatever the hell it was, I'm expecting you to play some defense, especially when you know that Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns are cones. These guys have to be better on the defensive end. And Mikal Bridges, man, I cannot explain to you how disappointed I have been in this series with Mikal Bridges. And you look at the numbers and you're probably thinking he didn't have a terrible series, but dog, I get he's a third option and that's cool and all, but when I trade 5 first-round picks for a guy, I'm expecting a lot more. And especially when that guy's a former Defensive Player of the Year runner-up. And a lot of people would argue in that year he should have won that Defensive Player of the Year. If I'm trading 5 first-round picks for you, if you have a mediocre game offensively, I can live with that. But you better be damn near the best defensive player in the world on the other end when it comes to the Eastern Conference Finals. When you have a chance to tie this series at 2 apiece, you got to do something at a better level than mediocre. You have to perform at some facet of basketball at this point of the playoffs when you get 5 first-round picks traded for you. You have to perform at some facet of basketball at a level that is at least above average. At least. So, Pacers Thunder finals. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know what y'all are looking forward to with that series. One thing I want to mention in this game that I know a lot of Knicks fans are probably going to talk about is how the refs called like 5 straight fouls on the Knicks in the fourth quarter, and I do think that buried the Knicks, and that was the reason that lead was kind of insurmountable. But one thing I don't want to see anyone saying, and not that I've seen anyone saying this or anything, but one thing I don't want to see anyone saying is that that's the reason that the Pacers won this game. Because first of all, it's not. It's just not true. I think the refs, while they made some questionable calls, especially during that stretch, I thought like 3 of those 5 calls were really bad. A lot of calls tonight went in favor of the Knicks. So we can't sit here and pretend like though that stretch of those calls is the only reason the Pacers won that game. Do I think it helped them build a lead? And do I think it helped them build that cushion in the fourth quarter, which is a big part of the reason the Knicks lost? For sure. Of course it did. 100,000%. But the Knicks had chances after that when the Pacers were fouling them every single time and they're hitting the free throws and the Pacers can't score anything offensively because, like I said, when their offense slows down, it's a worse offense. It's just true. The Knicks had chances during that time, and then Mikal Bridges goes and misses 3 fadeaway middies or fadeaway middies / threes from like the same spot on the floor 3 straight times in a row. So don't blame the refs. Don't do that. All right, I love it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching, man. All glory to God as always. He loves you, and I do too. All right, peace out, man.